So what we are, page 114 of Bahamas today. All right, migration just with a focus on Bahamas. All right, so again, you've got external and internal migration. We've already gone through all of that. Okay, so we don't need to again. Again, little definition here. So we've just highlighted that. So immigrants are immigrants. Okay, it's not immigrants. All right, that's just a way to try and remember. But immigrants, all right, they've been coming in mainly. Okay, so since the Second World War, only 2 or 3% of the Bahamian population were foreign. Okay, so not a lot. Okay, after the war, it shot up to 18%. Now the war, that might seem like a long time ago, all right, but actually it was only about 60 odd years, 70 odd years ago. Okay, so it's not actually that long ago, and the population changed significantly. All right, most of the immigrant population is concentrated in New Providence and Bahama, 88% plus. So a lot of people don't move from foreign countries to the little islands. Okay, I'll be completely honest. When I moved here, I knew that the capital of Bahamas was Nassau. I didn't even know New Providence was a thing. Okay, I certainly didn't know Bimini or Cat Island or San Salvador existed. All right, so again, all we're shown here is that immigration has jumped dramatically, okay, or it did jump, and most people go to New Providence and Grand Bahama. What I've added out here again is number of foreigners are dropping again due to, it's a number of reasons, but reduction in foreign banking is one. Okay, so there's less and less banking going on. We look at banking in grade 12, but the rate of immigration has dropped. Okay, on to the next page. Okay, so the majority of the foreign-born population is made up of relatively few nationalities. Again, when you look at somewhere like our huge cities, like New York or LA or London or Tokyo or Paris, they have people from all over the world. Okay, there's well over 100 languages spoken in London. Okay, obviously English is the main one, but there's people from all around the world there. Okay, every faith, every language, every nationality. Not so here in the Bahamas. It's very few nationalities. Mainly the West Indies, North America. They account for over 80%, all right? And again, Haitians are by far and away the most, as we saw with the more recent data on the graphs and tables, all right? Immigration, also information about migration of Bahamian citizens is not readily available, all right? So trying to find out who's left, how many people have fully left and aren't coming back, it's a difficult thing to measure, okay? Because people can leave for a little while and change their mind and not come back, and so on. People might leave to study and say they're coming back and then not. So it's a difficult one to measure. At present time, okay, there's about 14,000 Bahamians living in the USA, mostly Miami and Florida, okay, and others in Canada. So I'm sure most of you can probably relate to a family member who's living in one of those places. I would suggest that at this is a dated figure. I cannot give you a present exact figure because I couldn't find one, but I would say it's certainly higher than 15 or 16,000. It's probably closer to 20 or even more. Okay, migration has played a major role in the adding to the population over the last 40 years as well. So again, just highlight that's a key thing about migration. Okay, it either adds or subtracts from the population. If we were to go into more detail, we could start, if we had this information that they say the government doesn't really have, we could start looking at demographics. What age group leaves? What type of people? Are they highly educated people and they leave and they take away skills? What type of people move in here? Do they come with ideas and innovation and technology, or are they just retired people who just come for a bit of sunshine? So it's all that different stuff is what makes migration such an interesting and dynamic topic. Okay, so just a quick bit about the Haitians as well, okay, just because they bring such a high level of migration into the country, all right? So again, I want to be very clear, okay, just about the situation. Obviously a country that's nearby, all right, but it just has a weaker currency and not as stable as a government as the Bahamas, and it's for those reasons that the people see a better life here and in America. Also, the vast majority of them are just using the Bahamas as a kind of a springboard or a stepping stone to get to the States. They can earn a lot more money here than they can back in Haiti. Okay, so if it was the other way around and you were trying to provide for a family and the best way to do it was to leave, most of them don't want to leave their home or their family, but feel they have to try and provide. And I think we would all do the same thing. Okay, so they represent 56% of all non-Bahamian residents in the country. All right, and virtually, well, a lot of them enter illegally, and they continue to be the most frequent new immigrants. Okay, so if you look at the news as well, there's always stories about this, but you have to look at why these people are moving. This happens all around the world. Okay, Irish people, from where I'm from, we were famous for it at different occasions throughout history for trying to move because our country was very poor. Eventually our countries got better and now people move to Ireland. All right, but we were exactly the same, trying to find just a better life for ourselves. And the Haitians have both an economic and social impact. That's very important. Okay, so they affect the economy because the thing is, they come here for work. They don't just sit around. They come and work and generate a lot of money. Okay, but they also have a social impact. Studies of migrants in general show that there are push and pull factors in every decision. So we've already done that. In Haiti, the push is unemployment and poverty. Okay, so unemployment and being extremely poor. Every country near to Haiti is richer. So you can imagine if you were in a really poor country with no job prospects, and every country nearby was wealthier and could offer you more money. So every country is richer and offers a better chance of employment, but the richest of all is the United States. That's the main pull factor. Okay, so I put here, Haitians will work at jobs Bahamians won't. So Bahamians think there's jobs that they're too good for, they won't do it, but Haitians will come in and do it, and that's why in certain cases they're absolutely required. Okay, we're going to look quickly at the map on page 117. Okay, 117 you can see here. Okay, so most of the thicker the arrow, the higher the amount of people moving. Okay, so most people from Family Islands move into New Providence. New Providence sends most people leave New Providence for Abaco. It hasn't included Grand Bahama because New Providence and Grand Bahama share the most amount of people. So this is looking at all other islands. So pretty much every other island sends people leave there to get to New Providence. Okay, whereas a lot of people from New Providence leave to go to Abaco. Okay, so you can just make a quick note of that about how people leave New Providence for the Berries, Abaco and Grand Bahama. All other islands, people move from there to New Providence. And then this is the same. This one is for Grand Bahama. Okay, New Providence isn't included. And what you can actually see here is people from all islands go to Grand Bahama. Okay, so this could be because it's the closest to the States and the shortest flight and stuff like that. Okay, so again, you can just make a quick note. One major difference is Grand Bahama tends to get people from every single island, whereas New Providence usually send people out to play. Well, people leave there for places like Abaco and Grand Bahama. All right, on to page 119. Okay, so to go back to general migration. Okay, in general, migrants are in the working age groups, as we saw with those population pyramids earlier. Okay, 20 to 39-year-old group, which is also the main childbearing age. That's when most people will have children. The net result is that, in theory, okay, the Haitian migrant population is likely to have 4 times the birth rate of the resident Bahamian population. Now, that's just looking at Haitians, but to try and give some more examples, if there's a lot of migrants coming into a place, they're more likely to start a family and settle down. In a lot of countries, not so here, but in a lot of countries, if you have a child in a country, it has nationality there and can stay there forever. So a lot of migrants will try and move in and have a kid in that country. Bahamian economy is a particularly successful one that has created a shortage of labour. This shortage results in deliberate recruitment abroad by all employers. Okay, so you have to, this piece here is very important. Okay, whilst the Bahamas is quite a successful economy and country, okay, it doesn't have enough workers, and especially enough skilled workers across all sectors. A lot of people, okay, and think about anybody relatively young that you know that's finished school, alright, they tend to move abroad, get highly educated and take their skills away. So nearly all employers here will recruit abroad. So for example, look at all the foreign teachers in QC. Alright, there wasn't the skills or the people to fill those roles, so Queen's College had to look abroad and bring people in. Alright, but at the same time this acts as a magnet for potential migrants from nearby countries. The relatively large numbers of migrants from Jamaica and Turks and Caicos show this as well. So again, a lot of people will come from Jamaica because they can fill roles that the Bahamas can't fill but needs to. Alright, so in the next video we'll just very quickly, 2 minutes, look at internal migration.